Hello everyone, welcome to our channel SKM Tutorials Hub. Today I have taken up a very important topic in DBMS, that is functional dependency. In today's video I will be discussing with you what is functional dependency, their types, and I will also discuss about the Armstrong's axioms. So let's begin our today's discussion without any further delay. Let us start with the very basic question, what is a functional dependency? Here I have denoted functional dependency by F subscript D. So, a functional dependency from alpha to beta means that if we know the value of alpha, we can search the corresponding value of beta. Here, the value of alpha helps to determine the value of beta. So, alpha is called the determinant, whereas beta is called the dependent because it depends on the value of alpha. Now remember that we are not computing the value of beta with the help of alpha. Here we are searching the value of beta for a given value of alpha. Now one more thing, here both alpha and beta are set of attributes. That is, they may contain one or more attributes. Next, let's take up an example. Look at the first table, R1. Here for simplicity, I have considered that both alpha and beta consists of a single attribute. Look at the first two tuples denoted by T1 and T2. You can see here that the value of alpha is different in both the tuples, whereas the value of beta is same. Now let's find out whether the functional dependency from alpha to beta is valid for this table. So look at the table R1 and tell me whether you are able to find out the value of beta for any given value of alpha. So the answer is yes. If the value of alpha is p, then the corresponding value of beta is 2. And if it is q, then also the value of beta is 2. So there is no confusion. Whatever value of alpha is given, we are able to find out the value of beta. So the functional dependency from alpha to beta is valid for our first table R1. Next, look into the second table R2. Consider the first two tuples. You can see that the value of alpha is same for the two tuples, but their corresponding beta values are different. Next, let's check whether the functional dependency from alpha to beta is valid for this table R2. So, are we able to find out a unique value of beta for any given value of alpha? Suppose we are given that the value of alpha is p. So, one can say that the value of beta is 3, or you can say that the value of beta is 2. You can see that we are not getting a unique value of beta for the value of alpha p. Thus we can say that the functional dependency from alpha to beta is not valid for this table R2. You must always remember that for any functional dependency from alpha to beta, if the value of alpha is same for two tuples, then their corresponding values for beta must also be same. Whereas if the value of alpha are different for the two tuples, then their beta values may be same or different. Next, let's have a look at the different types of functional dependency. There are two types of functional dependency: trivial functional dependency and non-trivial functional dependency. Consider a functional dependency from xy to x. Here you can see that x is a proper subset of xy. This functional dependency is quite trivial. We are getting x from xy, so no new data is obtained here. Such a functional dependency is known as trivial functional dependency. Next, consider another functional dependency from xy to xyz. So here you can see that xyz is not a proper subset of xy. So we are getting xyz from xy. A new attribute, that is z, has been obtained here. Such a functional dependency is known as non-trivial functional dependency. For understanding the different topics in functional dependency, we need to have a knowledge about the Armstrong's axioms. So let's see what are the different Armstrong's axioms. The Armstrong's axioms consists of some primary rules and some secondary rules. First, let's go through the primary rules. The first one is reflexivity. If y is a subset of x, then we can say that there exists a functional dependency from x to y. For example, since AB is a subset of ABC, we can say that there exists a functional dependency from ABC to AB. Our next rule is augmentation. If there is a functional dependency from x to y, then definitely there will be a functional dependency from xz to yz. So you can see that if we augment the same attribute or same set of attributes on both the sides of a functional dependency, then the functional dependency will continue to exist. The next primary rule is transitivity. If there is a functional dependency from x to y and from y to z, then we can say that there exists a functional dependency from x to z. Next comes the secondary rules. The first secondary rule is union. If there is a functional dependency from x to y and x to z, then we can say that there exists a functional dependency from x to yz. Remember, union rule is always applied on the right hand side of the functional dependency. Suppose there is a functional dependency from A to C and B to C. If we apply the union rule on the left hand side of these two functional dependencies, then we get a functional dependency from AB to C. But in the resultant functional dependency, the power of A and B have decreased, because previously C could be determined only from A or only from B, but in the resultant functional dependency, C depends on both A and B. Thus, applying union on the left hand side of two or more functional dependencies is not at all advantageous. Our next rule is decomposition. If there is a functional dependency from x to yz, then we can decompose that functional dependency into two other functional dependencies, that is from x to y and from x to z. Just like union rule, the decomposition rule is also applied only on the right hand side. Suppose there is a functional dependency from AB to C and we apply decomposition rule on the left hand side. So we get two functional dependencies, A to C and B to C. But these two functional dependencies are completely invalid, because previously C was dependent on both A and B, but now you can see C is dependent only on A or only on B, which is impossible. So always remember, never apply decomposition rule on the left hand side of a functional dependency. Our next rule is pseudo-transitivity. If there is a functional dependency from x to y and wy to z, then there exists a functional dependency from wx to z. This rule of pseudo-transitivity can be derived from the primary rules. We are given a functional dependency from x to y. From that we can write a functional dependency wx to wy. This is the rule of augmentation. Now we have the functional dependency wx to wy, and we are given the functional dependency wy to z. So from the rule of transitivity we can say that there exists a functional dependency from wx to z. So we have obtained the rule of pseudotransitivity from the rule of augmentation and transitivity. The next secondary rule is composition. If there is a functional dependency from x to y and from z to w, then there exists a functional dependency from xz to wy. This composition rule can also be obtained from the primary rules. See, we are given with the functional dependency from x to y. So from the rule of augmentation, we can write xz to yz. Again, we are given the functional dependency from z to w. Now we can write from that yz to wy. So which rule is this? This is also augmentation. We have two functional dependencies now, that is xz to yz and yz to wy. So which rule can we apply here? We can apply the transitivity rule. So from the transitivity rule, we can write the functional dependency from xz to wy. Thus we have obtained the composition rule from the augmentation and transitivity rules. So these were the Armstrong's axioms. So that's all for today. In our next video, we will discuss about the closure of an attribute set and the equivalence of functional dependency. I hope you have liked our today's video. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, then please subscribe to our channel and also press the bell icon for getting the latest updates. So thank you everyone.